Ladies and gentlemen, my name is LokenPlays, and welcome back to another video on New World's brand new expansion, Brimstone Sands. This specific video is going to focus all about the Greatsword, all the details you want to know about this brand new weapon coming so soon to the game. So without further ado, let's get straight in there. So the Greatsword is a two-hander, powerful weapon that is being brought into the game for Brimstone Sands. And I had a long time with this weapon to get used to it and to see how it feels. So I'm going to talk to you a bit about it first, and I'm going to show you the entire skill tree, as well as some of my gameplay with this captured live at the event. The Greatsword is a powerful two-handed weapon that utilizes stances to adapt to the changing conditions of the battlefield. So the stance system is a unique system to the Greatsword. Effectively, it means that the Greatsword can either be a tanking weapon or actually a DPS weapon, and the capability of this weapon will change based on what stance you're in. So the stances themselves will change via hitting certain combinations or certain combos. So for example, from changing from a DPS stance to a tank stance, you'll need to block with the weapon in order for it to register that you want to go into tanking stance. The really cool thing about this stance is not only does it allow this weapon to be two things at the same time, so long as you build into them accordingly, but also visually, your moveset will change and your combos will change based on the stance you are in. It's a versatile weapon with strong abilities, but the wielder must pay attention to the risks and rewards that each stance can use to be successful with this weapon. DPS stance really does make you quite vulnerable to incoming damage. It makes you an absolute monster dealing it, but again, you must be very careful with it. The Onslaught tree, which is the tree for DPS, embodies relentless offense and focuses on taking out the enemy before they can take you out. So again, it is full send, in-your-face offense. The Defiance tree, the defensive stance, allows for an aggressive defense that can survive against multiple opponents whilst returning damage in kind. So whilst it is a tanking stance, it's still one that can dish out some decent punishment. The Greatsword scales evenly with strength and dexterity, allow it to pair with a large number of other martial weapons. This is fantastic. I'm really glad about this scaling. So with my gameplay, I tried both going full send on the Relentless stance and also then full send on the Defiance stance. But I ended up finding that hybridizing the two trees was the optimal way for me to play, because it gave me the ability to go on the offense, but also have enough defense to when damage was returned in kind, I didn't dodge out the way. And I felt this was the best way to do the build. However, of course, theory crafters out there, I'm sure you guys are going to go ham with this list. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the full skill tree right now on screen and show you every single skill point and what they can do for you. So there you have it, a full in-depth look at the greatsword, what it can bring to the party and why it's going to be one of the coolest weapons in my personal opinion. Maybe I just like giant weapons and enormous swords being swung at the enemy. It's just kind of my cup of tea, but I had so much fun using this weapon, and I hope you have just as much as fun as I do when you get your hands on it in September. That's also it for this particular video. I just want to say a massive thank you though to everybody who's been coming and watching these recently. It's been a massive influx, more than I expected. That's in no small part thanks to New World and their awesome social media team retweeting the tweets and just letting people know that this channel exists and these videos exist. Tomorrow is going to be the final video in this mini-series, and it's going to be all about Brimstone Sands and the area itself. So I'm going to give you a look at the city, I'm going to give you a look at the map, and some of the key features, such as the fort for the faction versus faction warfare. I want to say a massive thank you if you got this far into the video. Really appreciate your time, and if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, hit that thumbs up for me, and also getting communicative in the comments in the channel description down below. I read all of them and I try to respond to as many of them as I possibly can. We've had some really good discussions lately on the previous 2 videos. Also, come and join us on Twitch. I am live there 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday, 9 PM BST, 4 PM EST, as well as uploading on TikTok, getting communicative on Twitter, and lastly, I'm always active on Discord, so there's lots of ways to become a bigger part of this particular community. If nothing else, have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.